want to break free. I want to break free. I want to break free from your lies. You're so self-satisfied. I don't need you. I've got to break free. God knows I want to break free. I've fallen in love. I've fallen in love for the first time. This time I know it's for real. I've fallen in love. Yeah. God knows I've fallen in love. It's strange, but it's true. Hey, I can't get over the way you love me like you do. But I have to be sure when I walk out the door. Oh, how I want to be free, baby. Oh, how I want to be free. Oh, how I want to break free. But life still goes on. I can't get used to living without you by my side. I don't want to live alone. Hey, God knows, got to make it on my own. So baby, can't you see? I've got to break free. I've got to break free. I want to break free. I want to
She says I smell like safety and home. I named both of her eyes, forever and please don't go. I could be a morning sunrise all the time, yeah. This could be good, this could be good. And I can't change, even if I try, even if I wanted to. And I can't change, even if I tried, even if I wanted to. My love, my love, my love, my love, she keeps me warm, she keeps me warm. What's your middle name? Do you hate your job? Do you fall in love too easily? What's your favorite word? You like kissing girls? Can I call you baby? Yeah, yeah. She says that people stare 'cause we look so good together. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I can't She keeps me warm. She keeps me warm. She keeps me warm. I'm not crying on Sundays. 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 My love, my love, my love, my love. She keeps me warm. She keeps me warm.
Took my love, took it down. Climbed a mountain and I turned around, and I saw my reflection in snow-covered hills till the landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I've built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, even children get older, and I'm getting older too. Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I've built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, even children get older, and I'm getting older too. Oh, I'm getting older too. Did my love take it down? Climb a mountain and turn around. And did you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, where the landslide bring you down? And did you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, when a landslide bring you down? Oh, the landslide bring you down.
was just to listen to your breath, and I would stand inside my hell and hold the hand of death. You don't know how far I'd go to ease this precious ache, and you don't know how much I'd give or how much I can take just to reach you, just to reach you, oh, to reach you. Come to my window, come on inside, wait by the light of the moon. Come to my window, I'll be home soon. Keeping my eyes open, I cannot afford to sleep. Giving away promises I know that I can't keep. Nothing fills the blackness that has seeped into my chest. I need you in my blood, I am forsaking all the rest. Just to reach you, just to reach you, oh, I'll reach you. Come to my window, crawl inside, wait by the light of the moon. Come to my window, I'll be home soon. I don't care what they think, I don't care what they say. What do they know about this love Come to my window, I'll be home, I'll be home, I'll be home. I'm coming home. Come to my window, oh, crawl inside, wait by the light of the moon. Come to my window, I'll be home soon. I'll be home, I'll be home. I'm coming home. Come to my window, oh, crawl inside, wait by the light of the moon. Come to my window, I'll be home soon. I'll be home, I'll be home, I'll be
What are you doing?
We are garbage box 2.0.
What? 2.0. What happened to 1.0?
We don't talk about 1.0.
No. We don't talking about 1.0.
Wrong song, system error. Yeah, we don't talk about 1.0.
Anyway, get out your trash! Why?
We
Eat it. Oh, that's great. It helps the environment.
Actually, we burp toxic gases because of the trash, so not so much.
Yikes. What if we don't give you our trash?
We'll feed you the thieves.
What? That sounds great. I love peeps.
You silly humans, you just don't understand.
Garbage, garbage, so much trash. Give us your garbage and you will smash. If you try to ruin the planet, we'll tell you you can can it. We'll you to the peeps. Aw, cute. Oh, wait. We forgot to mention they're ravenous! Garbage, so much trash. Give us your garbage or you will smash. We need your trash to live, so you better give. It is quite delicious. We promise we're not malicious or suspicious. Don't be suspicious, we're not malicious. Don't be suspicious, trash is delicious. Oh wait, we're supposed to sing a song, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Garbage, garbage, so much trash. Give us your garbage or you will smash.
Peace out.
We gotta do something about this.
Okay, we're ready. The robots are getting ready for the trash festival, so they're distracted.
Capture and then recycle. We're gonna catch them when they appear at their base. Okay, when they appear, we attack with peeps. Not throwing any at me. That's nothing. Oh!
Overkill.
We're changing this from a trash festival to a spring festival. Look, now that the robots are recycled, the flowers are blooming, and we can do our spring festival.
Spring is here, spring is here. Everybody cheer, everybody cheer. Spring is here, spring is here. Everybody cheer, everybody cheer. Flowers bloom, no sense of gloom. The robots rest in eternal doom. Spring is here, spring is here. Everybody cheer, everybody cheer. Spring is here, spring is here. Everybody cheer, everybody cheer. We tamed the ravenous peeps, and now they are good to keep or eat. Spring is here, spring is here. Everybody cheer, everybody cheer. Spring is here, spring is here. Everybody cheer, everybody cheer.
Welcome to First Parish in Needham, a Unitarian Universalist congregation founded in 1711 along with the town of Needham. We are a proud LGBTQ welcoming congregation, climate justice seeking green sanctuary, level 2 sanctuary supporting congregation for immigration justice, and 8th principle congregation committed to anti-racism and anti-oppression. Whoever you are, whatever your background, and wherever you're participating from, you are welcome here. I'm Phil Lyons. I use he, him, and his pronouns. I'm currently co-chair of the worship committee. My wife, Carolyn, and I joined First Parish in 2008, right after the major renovations. So we've been active members for 14 years. Last fall, we moved to Hudson, but through the magic of technology, we've been able to stay connected to First Parish and continue our relationship with this vibrant spiritual community. Now, as you know, our congregation is gathering for Sunday services and programming in a hybrid multi-platform format with masked in-person as well as online gatherings. As Unitarian Universalists, we have an ethical commitment to serving the most vulnerable, which will guide our ongoing work to continue to deliver excellent online programs which complement our in-person ones. We hope all of you will plug into our Zoom gathering opportunities throughout the week, some of which will be continuing over the summer, including Zoom Social Hour after every Sunday service. Over the summer, as most of our staff takes a much-needed break, we plan to continue to offer Sunday services both online and in the air-conditioned parish hall. We will be scaling back a bit by reducing the number of live in-person services and substituting a number of pre-recorded services from other venues, like the UUA General Assemblies, both past and present. They will be available on YouTube, followed by a Zoom social hour, but we will not be offering the Zoom room as a place to view the service. Instead, you can watch it on YouTube wherever you are, or come to the parish hall to watch it on our big screen, together with other parishioners. Then join in the Zoom social hour where you will have an opportunity to share your joys and concerns and socialize a little. If you come to the parish hall and want to join the Zoom social hour afterwards, bring your laptop, tablet, or smartphone to church. In addition to those pre-recorded services, we have booked services to be led by Reverend Dr. Michelle Walsh, Tad Staley, Ellie Del Valle, Kathy Livingston, and our own Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee. If you'd like to help out with logistical support or Zoom hosting, please contact either me or Peter Panoff soon so we can work you into our schedule. Although our buildings remain under certain restrictions due to the COVID-19 pandemic, our faith community welcomes everyone. You can learn more about all that's happening at First Parish by going to our website, uuneedham.org, or by following us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. For all Zoom links and the most up-to-date information, please sign up for our weekly email newsletter by going to our website and clicking Get Involved Newsletter, or sending your request to office@uuneedham.org. Over the summer, we will keep you posted about each week's services in a special Saturday version of the Bell Notes Bulletin, sent out by email. Our sincere hope is that these various kinds of services and connection opportunities will help us keep the public health precautions required during this pandemic without losing much of the spiritual, emotional, and social closeness that we treasure in our faith community. If you're watching this service from outside the church, please take a moment now to say hello and introduce yourself in the chat box. Welcome again to everyone, and good morning. Emotional and social closeness that we treasure in our faith community. If you're watching this service from outside the church, please take a moment now to say hello and introduce yourself in the chat box. Welcome again to everyone, and good morning.
As we light our chalice, symbol of our shared faith, we read words in honor of Father's Day. These are adapted from Unitarian Universalist seminarian Lorraine Bottroff McNeil. Today is Father's Day, a day in which we honor and offer gratitude for our fathers in whatever form or fashion they come into our lives. Biological fathers, stepfathers, adoptive and foster fathers, grandfathers, spiritual fathers, and all the uncles, brothers, and friends who, whether they know it or not, have helped fill the role of father in someone's life. We are shaped by their presence and absence, by how they choose to act and when they abstain, by what they say and when they remain silent. Let us remember today and always the impact that these people have on us as individuals and as a community. And let us also remember that this relationship is not one-sided, and that we as a community are called to support and empower the fathers of this world, no matter how they came into their roles and regardless of their relative successes or failures. Let us raise up their triumphs, and let us have the grace to forgive them for their all too human failures. And let us offer special support to those who have fractured relationships with their fathers or with their children or are in grief. Let us offer love to the fathers among us. Come, let us worship together. Our opening hymn is in honor of another important holiday celebrated across the nation today, Juneteenth, which honors that while the Emancipation Proclamation was issued in January 18th, 1863, most enslaved people of color were not set free until the end of the Civil War and the ratification of the 13th Amendment to the Constitution in 1865. Enslaved Black Americans in Galveston, Texas, heard the news of freedom on June 19, 1865, and celebrated Jubilee Day the following year, marking the beginning of communal and regional recognition of Juneteenth. So our opening hymn is "I'm on My Way," an African-American spiritual from the enslavement era. It is one of many map songs, coded hymns about escaping to freedom. Let us remember this history as we sing together and as we at First Parish continue our faithful work for freedom and equality for all people in our nation. You'll find lyrics in your order of service that have little gender-neutral updates. So please rise in body or in spirit and join in singing, "I'm on my way."
I'm on my way, to the freedom land. I'm on my way, to the freedom land. I'm on my way, to the freedom land. I'm on my way, great God, I'm on my way. I asked my siblings, come and go with me. I asked my siblings, come and go with me. I asked my siblings, come and go with me. I'm on my way, great God, I'm on my way. I asked my neighbor, come and go with me. I asked my neighbor, come and go with me. I asked my neighbor, come and go with me. I'm on my way, great God, I'm on my way. If they say no, I'll go anyhow. If they say no, I'll go anyhow. If they say no, I'll go anyhow. I'm on my way, great God, I'm on my way. I'm on my way, and I won't turn back. I'm on my way, and I won't turn back. I'm on my way, and I won't turn back. I'm on my way, great God, I'm on my way.
Good morning. A covenant is a set of promises we make to one another for how we agree to be together in community and out in the world. Please say with me the words of our covenant as listed in your orders of service. We gather as a loving community to encourage and comfort one another. We gather as a diverse community to support each other in our search for spiritual truth. We gather as a service community to live our beliefs through action and care for our world.
Today, we celebrate the naming and dedication of Sophia Stevenson. Would Sophia come forward with her parents, Reverend Katie and Cole, her Uncle Ben, and her maternal grandparents, Kim and Pete? Come on up. We also welcome all those watching and adding their blessings from online, including Sophia's paternal grandparents, Tim and Sue, her aunts, Heather, Noelle, and Sarah, her Shayru uncle, her great-grandmother, Norma, and Sophia's cousins and other extended family members. In our Universalist tradition, we do not gather for a naming and dedication to wipe away some original sin from this precious child, but instead we gather to welcome Sophia, rejoice in her arrival here in the world, and extend to her our blessings. So Reverend Katie and Cole, will you name your child for us?
Sophia Catherine Scudera Stevenson.
Sophia Catherine Scudera Stevenson, we welcome you into the world of work and play, of tears and laughter, of innumerable possibilities. Our hopes and prayers for you are that you may know stalwart love, security and companionship from family and friends, that you may know how to give and receive generosity and compassion, and that you may know divine love. Reverend Katie and Cole, we recognize that you, as Sophia's parents, will be her primary spiritual caregivers, charged with tending to her faith development. In bringing her before us, you declare that you desire for her to grow in strength, wisdom, and love for the good. You declare that she is not only a gift to you, but to all of humanity. Sophia's upbringing is an important, enormous responsibility, and we hope you will find a great joy. Reverend Katie and Cole, do you make this holy promise to Sophia to love and support her unconditionally, to teach her and learn from her, and to take care of yourselves so that you can best take care of her? If so, please say, "We do."
We do.
And now to Sophia's grandparents, Kim, Pete, Tim, and Sue, aunts Sarah, Noelle, and Heather, and uncles Ben and Shayru uncle. You are called to widen this child's circle of love. You are charged with enhancing the development of her moral character and the care of her soul, with spoiling her and letting her break a few rules now and again, and with loving her unconditionally. Do you, as Sophia's grandparents, aunts, and uncles, agree to answer this sacred invitation? For those watching online, please add "we do" into the chat box. For those gathered here in person, please say "we do" together now. We do. And now, for all those gathered here at First Parish, please open your gray hymnals to reading number 714 or your orders of service so that we may accept our call to Sophia's care. I will read the plain type, and I hope you all will respond heartily with the italicized. It is our faith that each child born is one more redeemer. Are you ready to dedicate yourselves to Sophia? We are prepared. We dedicate our hearts to this child, to her parents. Will you strive to love and cherish her in times of struggle as well as gladness? We will love and cherish her always. We acknowledge the divine spark within each child. Sophia, we at First Parish in Needham commit ourselves to you, sharing responsibility for guarding your spirit, your freedom, and your opportunities. So come on over. Sophia, this flower this flower from your Aunt Sarah, Noelle, and Heather is a symbol of love and of life's unfolding. This water, collected from the whole of the First Parish community during its ingathering water communion, is a symbol of life and of our connection with all beings. Sophia, I touch you in blessing with this flower and this water. On your brow, that you may think freely and clearly. Boop. On your heart, that you may feel and love deeply. On your hands, that you may serve the ideals of truth and beauty. Boop. And over your whole body, that you may come to realize the fullness of your unique individuality and of your divine humanity. Oh, second hand. You'll get all the flowers. By this service of dedication, we joyfully commit ourselves to the nurture of this child. May we be worthy guardians of her young life. May we remember that those who come after us inherit their world from us, and thus do our part in the building of a more just and compassionate global community. And so now let the people say, Amen. Amen. You may now all be seated. This is the time during our worship service when we share joys and concerns that are very close to our hearts and lives. As this is my last service as intern minister and the last service of the church year, please check out your bell notes for how we will be receiving our pre-submitted candles over the summer as the summer worship plan continues to progress and change. If you are in the parish hall and have a joy or concern, you are welcome to quietly offer a stone at the altar and write your joy or concern on a slip of paper, which the pastoral care team and ministers will see at a later time with your permission. If you are watching on Zoom or YouTube, you may type your candle into the chat box to be held by the community watching the service with you. As our services live stream to YouTube, we cannot guarantee that your message will stay within the First Parish community, so you are always welcome to reach out to the Pastoral Care Associate of the Week, Amy Chikala, for pastoral care or to share more privately. Our first pre-submitted candle today is a candle of joy from the Gaiman family. Tom's sister is now settled into her new home in Portland, Oregon. She is doing physical therapy on elliptical machines and organizing races on their electric scooters in the hallways for others in the community with mobility issues. This is a great joy after a close call and months of recovery. And now, if you are in the sanctuary and have a joy or concern, please come forward, light a candle, share your name and pronouns, and briefly describe what is on your heart.
Hi, I'm Claire Galkowski, she, her, hers, and I have a joy today. After a very rough 6.5 months, my dear husband Jan is today joining one of the most vibrant and wonderful communities in our church, that of the septuagenarians.
I'm Tabby Rupp-Holt. I'm lighting a candle of concern turned to joy as my grandson Jasper, who tested positive for COVID last week, just about exactly a week, is fully recovered and his family has not caught it.
Hi, I'm Leslie Nelkin, and my pronouns are she, her. And this is a candle of bittersweet sorrow because I'm sure many of you know Nor Killick and John Wiederacht, who were longtime parishioners here. And they're relocating to Florida, and they've been such dear friends for us. Our children were besties, and we'll miss them a lot.
I am Laura Nevitt, a she and they pronouns, and I want to light a candle of sorrow for my dog, Jim. I had to put him down on Thursday. He'd been battling with a different health issue, so it was his time to go, but he'll be missed, and you may remember him from when we were doing virtual service at first, and he wouldn't stop barking when Kelvin and I were trying to record him, so I just held him. So he has been a featured guest in our church. So thanks.
For all the joys and sorrows we still hold in our hearts, and for the prayers of our neighbors near and far, we light a final silent candle. May the peace in this sanctuary be felt too wherever you are participating from, as we remember that even though worshiping in different times and places, we are still deeply connected. Amen. Please join me now in the spirit of meditation with these words from the Queer Liturgical Collaborative Enfleshed. This is a responsive meditation, and I will invite you to speak with me here in the building or from home with the words, "This is loving and being loved." You'll find those very words in your order of service, and you'll know that it's your turn when I say, "and we say together." So let's try that once as practice. And we say together, "This is loving and being loved." To become is a lifelong process. Nothing is constant, not even the self. We evolve in the midst of narratives meant only for some, and ways of being made narrow by fear and power. We must then have the courage to listen to the truth of our own lives, to the wisdom that comes from within, responding without resistance or need to control, but with welcome and curiosity. This is what ensures our becoming is an unfolding of our truest self. This lifelong labor cannot be carried out alone. It requires help from friends and lovers, family, and creaturely companions who bear witness to what makes us come alive, and who say to us, "Listen, look, feel, pay attention. And we say together, this is loving and being loved. Telling the stories, sharing in the memories, giving thanks for the relationships, understandings, and experiences past that have shaped us to this day. And we say together, this is loving and being loved. Celebrating new beginnings that excite, holding risks together, leaning into unknowns with the promises of support and companionship. And we say together, this is loving and being loved. Listening to the future calling uniquely to each of us in the midst of all of life's noise, helping one another find our place in the shared labor of collective life, supporting each other in what it is the world's ache is asking from us. And we say together, this is loving and being loved. To say for the first time, this is who I am. This is the truth of my body. This is what I know about myself. This is my name, and this is where my path is leading me. And to have it heard, have it received, have it affirmed, and then to say it again and again as we change and as the world changes, and to have each proclamation greeted with an open-armed embrace. And so we say together, this is loving and being loved. There is no me without you. We shape one another. The sacred that birthed us, that weaves our lives together, so that we can only find ourselves through shared becoming. For my journey and all its winding ways, for yours, for all the saints who labored for what is possible, all the kin whose lives made ours possible, for all those yet to come, for whom living our truths today will mean breaking possibilities open for them tomorrow. We pause, we give thanks, we acknowledge, and we say together, this is loving and being loved. Amen. Please remain seated and join in singing our meditative response, Spirit of Life, twice through, and the lyrics are in your orders of service or number 123 in your gray hymnals.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion.
This congregation has been supported by the volunteered time and treasure of its members and friends since its founding in 1711. This is the time in our service when we, the modern stewards of the church, offer what we can to build and sustain the congregation and the world we envision. For the month of June, our collection will be split 50-50 with Out Metro West. Out Metro West is a local organization that supports LGBTQ youth in the Boston Metro West region. Out Metro West provides education and fellowship through 3 small group programs: PRISM, previously known as WAGLY, for all LGBTQ high schoolers and their allies, Umbrella for trans and gender nonconforming high schoolers, and Nexus for LGBTQ middle schoolers and their allies. It also hosts a program for gender expansive elementary age children called Shine, workshops for the larger community, and drop-in hours for LGBTQ youth at the Framingham Library. First Parish has had many collaborations with Out Metro West, most recently with our Needham Has Pride event last Sunday, and we are proud of our long-term relationship with them. To donate to our collection, you can use one of 3 different methods as described in detail in your orders of service. You can text to give using the number 73256. You can donate through our website, uuneedham.org, under the giving box, or you can write a check or give cash to the offering plate, or mail your gift to First Parish at 23 Dedham Avenue. Whatever way you wish to give, please be sure to specify whether your gift is for the Sunday collection, your 2022 pledge, or your 2023 pledge. And many thanks to my sisters-in-law, Noelle, Sarah, and Heather, for our beautiful altar flowers today in honor of Sophia's naming and dedication. May the ushers now please come forward. On one of our usual walking routes in our neighborhood with our canine and human dependents, I noticed a home that still had a Christmas wreath on the door definitely Christmas with red baubles and snowflakes. And I thought to myself, wow, that's been up there a while. And then, not to be outdone, the very next house on our walk still had a welcome metal sign on the front lawn, the word happily displays amidst decorative pumpkins. And then when we got back to our home, I saw in the living room the small stack of daycare art from Easter, Hanukkah, Thanksgiving, taunting me because I had yet to find a storage place for them. I still haven't figured out where to put them, and I've had a whole other week to think about it. It seems my decision fatigue, my fatigue, may not only be occurring in my mind and in my house, but perhaps throughout my neighborhood, perhaps throughout yours. With the solstice upon us, I'm looking ahead to the summer season, which for the staff team and for many of you parishioners is a season of rest. In our dominant New England American culture, rest is often simply seen as a prelude for more work, resting up so we can get back at it tomorrow. Such is the Puritan work ethic grown out of Calvinist theology and white supremacy culture. So let me specify what I'm talking about is non-productive rest, truly living as human beings instead of human doings. As 20th century Polish-American Jewish theologian and civil rights activist Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel wrote, "The Sabbath as a day of rest, as a day of abstaining from toil, is not for the purpose of recovering one's lost strength and becoming fit for the forthcoming labor. We are not beasts of burden, and the Sabbath is not for the purpose of enhancing the efficiency of our work. Labor is a craft, but perfect rest is an art." We are about to enter a Sabbath season at First Parish, and I want to commend to you the practice, the art of rest. To perfect this art of rest, we may take on many simple practices, perhaps inspired by our own rejuvenating affinity groups here at First Parish. We could take time in our garden to support our plantkin growing, writing or making art just for ourselves, for the enjoyment of it, turning off our TVs, tablets, and phones in the last hours of the day, taking time to read, meditate, pray, alone or together. And of course, we would also rest when we're tired, eat when we're hungry, not eat when we're not hungry, drink enough water, breathe in deeply the fresh summer air, and enjoy the movement of our bodies when they are moving. Iranian-American journalist and author Manoush Zomorodi gave a TED Talk about her research into boredom and how little Americans are bored now with such easy and addictive access to the internet. She asks, what happens to us if we never get bored? It turns out that when you get bored, you ignite a network in your brain called the default mode. So our body, it goes on autopilot while we're folding the laundry, we're walking to work, but actually that is when our brain gets really busy. In the default mode is when we connect disparate ideas, we solve some of our most nagging problems, we do something called autobiographical planning. This is when we look back on our lives, we take note of the big moments, we create a personal narrative, and then we set goals and we figure out what steps we need to take to reach them. Zomorodi recommends that we all rediscover the art of spacing out so that we might become bored and brilliant. The fallow seasons can also be the most fertile. For me, having time to rest and return to default mode might mean that I may have little lightning flashes of perspective on future sermons or where I should store Sophia's daycare art. Rest might mean that I may refill my emotional stores of creativity, flexibility, and patience. Rest might mean I may have space for the autobiographical planning that can reflect on and integrate the realities of this second challenging year of pandemic and politics. What might taking a restful season mean for each of you? What actions or lack of actions might you take to shift yourself into a Sabbath season? How can you remind yourself, as we heard from Infleshed, that you are loved as you are, and not for what you do? Each of you is a precious flower, just as you are. I'm grateful for each of you being part of this bouquet of this faith community. We are all blessed by each other's presence. Let us rest in that love. May it be so. Blessed be and amen. Today, we will take home a small, beautiful reminder of this beloved community, wherever we may be in the summer months. Here near the end of our service, we offer that communion ritual that Reverend Dr. Norbert Čapek led in his Unitarian congregation in Prague, Czechoslovakia in June 1923. His wife, Reverend Maya Čapek, introduced this ritual to Unitarians in the United States in 1940. Many call this ritual the Flower Festival, and the most direct translation from the Czech is flower celebration. The flowers remind us of our faith community, of its beauty, its diversity, and all that holds us together and sustains us on our shared spiritual journeys.
First, in a minute but not yet, we will invite Sarah Elizabeth and our flower bearers forward with all the flowers that have been brought to First Parish today. And then together, we will all bless these gathered flowers with the words Reverend Dr. Čapek used. Then Laura and Kelvin will offer a joyful song as we, starting in the back rows, come up the center aisle to receive a flower from myself or Reverend Katie. Here in the sanctuary, the ushers will help you know when it is your turn. If you are on a side aisle, you can first move to the back so that you can still come down through the center aisle. After you have each received a flower, you can return to your pews along the side aisles. We also welcome those in the worship cafe to come on down the hallway and also process up the side aisle and down the center aisle and then back to the parish hall. If you're participating on YouTube or Zoom, we encourage you to share a flower emoji in the chat, show a flower in your own home, or change your background to a floral scene.
We ask that those of you here in the building come forward slowly, mindfully, and with some social distance as you reflect on the beauty of the flowers and the beauty of our faith community. We also ask that when you arrive at the flower table, you simply hold out your hand to receive the flower that you are being given, whichever flower you are being given. The flower you receive is a gift from some special person in the church, even if it's not your favorite variety. But if you have allergies or other health concerns that require you to avoid flowers, we do have silk flowers available by request.
Are you ready to begin? With our flower bearers coming forward, and then us all blessing the flowers, and then coming up pew by pew from the back, down the center aisle to receive your flower, and returning to your pew or to the parish hall by the side aisles. Then may Sarah Elizabeth and the flower bearers come forward now.
Let us now bless these flowers in unison with the words Reverend Dr. Chapek left to us. They're in your orders of service and at reading number 724 in the back of your gray hymnals. Infinite Spirit of life, we ask thy blessing on these thy messengers of fellowship and love. May they remind us, amid diversities of knowledge and of gifts, to be one in desire and affection and devotion to thy holy will. May they also remind us of the value of comradeship, of doing and sharing alike. May we cherish friendship as one of thy most precious gifts. May we not let awareness of another's talents discourage us or sully our relationship, but may we realize that whatever we can do, great or small, the efforts of all of us are needed to do thy work in this world.
Our flowers are now blessed, and please now come forward for our flower communion.
When all the world is a hopeless jumble and the raindrops tumble all around, heaven opens a magic lane. When all the clouds darken up the skyway, there's a rainbow highway to be found, leading from your window pane to a place beyond the sun, just a step beyond the rain. Somewhere over the rainbow
Thank you all for participating in our flower communion this morning. Go now holding the tension that you are needed and are one of a kind, with the understanding that we need each other. This big, fabulous, and diverse bouquet of our First Parish spiritual community, blessed be, and amen.
Amen.
As we near the close of our service, remember that all are invited to our social hours on Zoom and in the parish hall, or maybe we will migrate outside if you're here in the building. I don't know, I'm not supposed to know anything, but apparently something is happening outside right on the front steps, outside the great doors. As we transition into our summer worship programming next Sunday, with the service of the Living Tradition from General Assembly up first, some weekly First Parish programs will also be on break for the summer. Vesper services and the meditation ministry will pause over the summer and will resume in the fall. Creative Escapes will move to approximately an every other week schedule on Fridays at 10:30 a.m., while Writing Escapes will keep meeting all summer long. This week at First Parish, know that Caregiver Support Group will not meet today as usual, but join the Sunday night book group next Sunday night to discuss House on Endless Waters. We also want to remind you that we will be accepting donations for the Needham Community Council Food Pantry at every summer Sunday service. You can find the list of desired items at the Lincoln Street exit or bring cash donations with you to church over the summer. And if you have not registered already for General Assembly this year, you will not want to miss seeing former acting music director Melissa Sky Eagle as the GA pianist at this year's assembly. As a reminder, this is both Kelvin and my last day as First Parish staff. We hope that you'll find us during social hour to say goodbye, and following the UUA's recommendations for internships, I will not be able to be in touch with folks from First Parish from June 20th, 2022 to June 20th, 2023. But Kelvin and I will miss you all so much next year. Additionally, beginning tomorrow, the First Parish staff team, Reverend Katie, Sarah Elizabeth, and Laura, begin summer leave of conferences, study leave, and vacation, while Office Administrator Susanna Whitman moves to her summer schedule of reduced hours. The worship staff cannot wait to be together again for worship on Ingathering and Water Communion Sunday on September 11th. Please refer to your bell notes for how to be in touch with the Pastoral Care Associate of the Week for pastoral care over the summer, and how to access our summer worship services, which will either be fully pre-recorded or fully live and streamed to YouTube, but there will always be a watch party option in the parish hall, even for those fully pre-recorded Sundays. And now, we always extinguish our chalice with words promising to carry its flame in our hearts until we are together again, no matter how long it is until we are all together again. Please join me from home or here in the building in saying those words written by UU Minister Reverend Elizabeth Selly Jones. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Our closing hymn, Just As Long As I Have Breath, was written by UU singer-songwriter Alicia Carpenter. John Edwin Giles, who revised the hymn's harmony, was a prolific composer and the music director of the UU congregation in Evanston, Illinois. Giles was one of many young gay men who we lost to the HIV/AIDS epidemic in the late 20th century. Please now rise in body or spirit and join in singing Just As Long As I Have Breath. The lyrics are in your orders of service or number 6 in your gray hymnals.
Just as long as
As we close our worship today, take these words from genderqueer Unitarian Universalist minister Reverend Allie Casey Bell with you as a benediction. May we find the courage to revel in the experience of the mystery. May we approach the unknown with excitement, even if we can only muster a tiny bit. May we celebrate the curiosity that leads to searching. May we meet ourselves along the way and love us unapologetically. Our service begins when our service ends. See you in the fall. I'll miss you. Amen.
As the choir comes up for the postlude, I have a couple things for us to do. First of all, I want to teach you a part that you can sing with us. It goes like this. Love, 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 all we need is love, 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 all we need is love, love. You just keep doing that over and over. Can we try that together if you would like to? Ready? The choir will do it too. Love, 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 all we need is love, 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 all we need is love, etc., etc. Keeps going around. And I'd invite you to sing that with us. The choir will sing the whole piece, and that's the last line. I'll turn around and look at you and give you a signal to start. And then the choir will keep singing other things, but you can keep singing that one phrase if you would like to, and it will go along with what we're doing, which is wonderful. The second thing I'd like to do is invite Kelvin and Jenna to come down to a front pew. We had some folks have a nice idea for this one. So that on your last day that we can surround you with love as you go.